Alright, what's going on guys, it's Russ. In this video I actually want to talk about Outriders. Now before I get into that, I actually want to say really quick, thank you all so much for 7,000 subscribers. The support on that channel recently has just been absolutely insane, and I seriously cannot thank you guys enough. Now if you are new to the channel, if you don't know, I actually cover builds, guides, bunch of weapons, just go over generally everything in the games I play and post some other fun content. So if that interests you and you would like to stick around, especially for Outriders, consider subscribing. It's free, it really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. Now for all my Borderlands fans or even some Destiny fans, don't worry, those games are not going away and I'm still going to cover them, but I am very excited for this game and I honestly think that all of you will be as well. So let's start off talking about Outriders. If you don't know what this is the next looter shooter that's coming out that everyone is getting hyped over, and honestly this one has a combination of a lot of games. Now when looters come out, they have their own little niche identity obviously, but they all normally have things that are similar to other games, and this game does that very, very strongly in my opinion. The overall loot system of this game is by far looking to be one of the best, and even games we already have, even things like Borderlands and Destiny, just with the way they have everything set up. So overall this is a third-person RPG shooter. Now most of those games typically don't have decent stories, but this one on the other hand actually is going for what seems to be a interesting story. Obviously games like Borderlands 2 especially have a very good story. Borderlands 3 is questionable for a lot of people, and even Destiny's story now is even getting better. But obviously for the most part, when you're playing a looter shooter, you're normally playing for the aspect of looting and shooting and even making builds and stuff and trying to conquer hard in-game content. They don't typically go for having the best story in video games, but this one actually seems to be like a thing they're going for. I don't think it's going to be, you know, the greatest thing ever, but it seems to have a appealing story to keep you invested and actually care about it. But obviously, just like every other looter, this also has its side of hard in-game content, which is what they're calling expeditions. So if you don't know, expeditions is going to be the, I guess, raid equivalent to this game. They're going to be super hard in-game activities crafted completely separate from the main game. They're going to be completely new different areas, and they are supposed to be very rewarding. So the way they work, they're a 3-player activity. This is a 3-person co-op game. They really want you to have a, you know, team of 3 to go in. So in this hard activity, it is match made. You will get 2 other players, and if you all die, you completely have to restart and you get very little rewards, but it's rewarding the faster you get through it. So they want you to just get through these areas super quick, and once you keep farming them over and over again, obviously you'll find the best routes, have the best builds to get through it, and you're going to be able to take on these expeditions very, very fast. And like I said, doing that, you're going to get very good rewards from that. Even if you don't do it in the right time, you're still going to get rewarded. Just the faster you get, better rewards. Just the TLDR of that. This reminds me very heavily of Greater Rifts from Diablo, not with the time-based thing, but the way it works, you're not going to get any loot throughout the whole span of doing this. This is specifically gameplay focused. They, like I said, they want you to get through environments very, very fast, because obviously you get better rewards. So you go in, you kill a bunch of things super quick, very, very hectic, do whatever mechanics they have, and you just farm it over and over again. I'm very excited for this. This actually sounds very, very fun. It kind of takes the combination of Greater Risk from Diablo, which if you don't know, I love Diablo. It's one of my favorite games, and puts a little twist on it and makes it into this 3rd-person shooter. Now, obviously having this hard in-game content, I was mentioning builds and stuff, you know, because you're obviously going to make builds. The loot in this game is crazy. Obviously, they have the normal green, blue, purple, orange rarity, orange being the best. It's pretty much every looter shooter nowadays. So the legendary gear in this game are very, very cool, and the other gear in the game is also actually very, very cool with the systems that they have implemented. Starting off, legendary gear is just the easiest to go over. Each piece of legendary gear is going to have 2 mods. One mod is always going to be static on it, and you can actually take these mods off of the legendary gear if you don't like them and put them onto other legendary pieces of gear. The way this is going to work is essentially, if you get a legendary you don't like, you can dismantle it, get that mod, and then you can take another legendary piece of gear and you can replace one mod specifically on that, so you can replace the second mod you have and put the main legendary gear, the gun you dismantled, and put it on the other legendary gear, and you're going to have 2 legendary perks and a legendary weapon. Now you can do this for every single weapon. Every single piece of gear can be upgraded, which is very nice. It can be modded, which is very, very nice, and you can even change the style of the weapon. Like if you want to have a longer range weapon, you can change it to what I've seen was called sharpshooter, and it can completely changed the way the weapon works, which is really cool in my opinion. Now this also makes it so if there are future level cap increases, I'm pretty sure 30 is going to be the max at launch, you can actually upgrade your weapons to higher level and not have to refarm. I know a huge problem with Borderlands, what a lot of people hated going throughout the year of the game, is when they increased the level cap, you had to go refarm a bunch of gear just to get back to where you were. And with the whole anointment system, it was very, very tedious to try to get everything back. So with this system, if a level cap increase comes out and you have your build perfect, all your armor, legendary armor, all your legendary gear, you could just level it up. It just makes things super simple. It's very, very nice. And with the whole modding thing, it makes the aspect of, you know, building your character, you're also building your weapons the way you want it. You completely have your whole other weapon category of build on top of your other character build, and you combine those together and you just try to make this super awesome character. Now, legendary armor in this game also works the same way as weapons, but if you have a full set, you're going to have a set bonus if you're wearing all of the legendary gear itself. So if you take a look at these, you know, you have all your 4 classes, which I haven't even went over yet, but there's 4 classes in the game, and they all have, you know, their own unique legendary sets, which makes their skills even better. So the 4 classes actually are the Devastator, the Pyromancer, Technomancer, and the Trickster. Each of these have their own unique playstyles, and when talking about the legendary armor, like I was saying, all their skills are going to get buffed if you have a certain legendary set on, which makes builds even more interesting and even more fun. Now, going over these characters, the Devastator is your typical tanky, close range type character. The Pyromancer is more of your Siren, Warlock, Wizard type character, casting spells. Technomancer is actually more of like a Witch Doctor type character. He summons a bunch of like gadgets and stuff that can help out. And then the Trickster is more of your, you know, glass cannon, super fast, you know, just do a lot of damage type character. Now, all of these can be played in different ways. I actually will say that's a very good thing they have with this game. You could play the Devastator and not have to play super tanky, super close range. Personally, my favorite right now is the Pyromancer, and that is 100% what I'm going to play first. And I would highly recommend checking all of these characters out to see which one you want to play. That is pretty much it for the basis of the game. As a recap, you pick your 1 of 4 characters, you go on your adventure that actually is going to be somewhat of a decent story from the looks of it. You can start farming your gear to get, you know, legendary weapons and armor, which look very, very cool. They have very cool, unique effects. You can even go super in depth, upgrade all your gear, mod all your gear to make it essentially where your weapons and armor are going to have builds itself that is going to work really well with the other builds on your actual character. And on top of all 4 of your classes, you're going to have these huge skill trees that's going to make this even more insane to number crunch and just make these absurd builds. I seriously cannot wait for this game. It looks super fun, and I highly recommend you guys try it out. Now, the reason I'm making this video is obviously because I'm going to probably start making content on it, but I'm also going to tell you that there's going to be a demo coming out February 25th. Now, this is not a beta. This is a demo. They want you to know it's a demo, and the way it's going to work is you're gonna, I think it's like they said, the first hour or so of the game, pretty much the first act of the game, to get you introduced, is going to be available for free. The game launches April 1st, and this demo literally lasts to April 1st. This is a complete demo of the game. They want you to try it out, and they want to see if you enjoy it. So it's completely free to try. It's not even a thing you have to pre-order. This is if you want to try the game, download it, play it. If you enjoy it, you can buy it on April 1st, and all the progression you make in this demo carries over to the main game. So if you get all your characters, you know, to the max level, which I think is 7 in the demo, when the game launches, you will also be level 7 and carry over everything, and you could continue the story and then go straight into in-game and start making your builds. Now, this is also not a live service game. This is a purchase one-time game, and you're gonna get what you get. Obviously, they're probably gonna have DLCs and everything, but this also means that there are gonna be no microtransactions and none of the other stuff a lot of people don't like in games nowadays. This is gonna be a pure buy the game, play the story, build your character, and do a bunch of in-game stuff, which is very refreshing, and I feel like is really needed right now in the looter shooter genre. So I hope with all that, I hope you now understand why I actually am very excited for this game, and I highly recommend all of you try it out as well, because I really feel like if you enjoy Borderlands or even Destiny, you're also gonna enjoy this game a lot. Now, if you don't like third-person shooters, then I understand. Probably not gonna like this game that much. But if you don't mind it and you play both first and third person, I think you actually will really enjoy this game and definitely give it a shot. But that's going to do all for me. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys are looking forward to more content on this game specifically, and I hope to see you all in the demo on February 25th. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.